Alright guys, what's going on? I got some good and bad and ugly the past couple weeks, so I just wanted to touch base on it. You guys saw my video for Mount Lemmon and going up there, and it was a great trip. So coming back, some events unfolded, and just wanted to touch base on the outline. Haven't even had a chance to wipe down the bike since I got back, so went ahead and cleaned that up, and just wanted to touch base on a few things, and we'll see what happens. We'll go from there. So got a list of questions that I have prepared and been asked, and so I just wanted to touch base on a few things and bring you guys some information. So, all right, what do we got for the question number one?
So the first question is, so everyone just saw your video at Mount Lemmon, and how did you feel about the ride up there?
My Mount Lemmon ride. Okay. I took the I-10 down to Florence, and from Florence I took the 79 down to Tucson. And 79 was amazing, good stretch, just a long haul, and just a straightaway. Just felt like a runway. Just got down there, and never been on that road before, so it was great. That takes you into, I believe, Oro Valley, and Oro Valley is the little town, little suburb on the north side of Tucson that takes you to the north side of Mount Lemmon. And as I was driving around the, let's see, that would be the west side of the mountain, kind of to the south side. That way I could go up to the ski lift. Going up there, everything just, it looked like desert mountain, like at the beginning, and going on up the twisties. It wasn't too tight. The twisties were great. The speed was probably about that 35 to 45 speed. You know, it's shifting between third gear. You could probably stay anywhere between second and fourth, but third gear was the primary gear that I stayed in, and it was great. Just enough to lean in and hit the turns, and good areas where you can kind of open up and pull on the throttle a little bit, kind of get up to speed. But mostly just the weather was perfect, the clouds were awesome. The sights were unreal. It was amazing. You know, to get up a little higher on the mountain and seeing the valley, Tucson, it was amazing how high you were above the city and being able to look over it, and the landscaping on the north side of Mount Lemmon. You had the whole valley, and there was another mountain back there. I don't know what it was called, but it just looked unreal. It's if you haven't done it, you gotta go. You gotta figure it out. So how to get up there, whether you're in your bike or in a car or a camping trip. I'm not sure if you guys have gone to the Rim or up there by Payson. It smelled like that. It just smelled like pine. And I just started off at the base of the mountain. It was all desert, and then eventually you get some pine trees, and the next thing you know, you're just kind of overwhelmed with pine trees, and you got the rocks and pine trees. Absolutely gorgeous. It was an amazing ride. So got to the top and breathed a little bit. The air was clear, and it felt like the clouds were right on you. And a very cloudy day, and good puffy white clouds. You know, not the dark reddy clouds, but it was a nice cloudy day. So okay, next question.
Okay, so that was your ride up.
Yeah.
So tell me about your ride back up.
Ride down was cool. It was good until there was a car that didn't want to move, and it was going so slow. And it was so hard because there were probably about 4 or 5 cars that were stacked up behind this one person, and they didn't want to move over. And it's one lane going down, but they have little cutoffs, and you know, common courtesy, if you got a pile behind it, you know, you want to pull over the side of the road, that way people can pass you. I do that all the time, even on the bike. You know, if I'm just wanting to relax, somebody's behind me, you know, I scoot over a little bit, wave them on past, that way I just enjoy the ride. If you're out there for sights, you want to see the views and just kind of relax, you got people behind you, pull over. You know, pull off the side of the road and let people pass. That way they can get down the mountain and enjoy that freedom that they have to be able to drive and that speed. So that was very frustrating. It probably tacked on a good 30 minutes to the ride that I wasn't expecting for. Got down. So once I got down to Oro Valley, circled back around and took the 79 back out. I was going to take another route, but time was just a little too short. So I took the 79 back at the Florence, on the back side of Florence. I looked down and my battery light was on, my voltage battery light, and I was like, uh-oh. I wasn't worried. I had battery protection through Harley, and I felt like, okay, as soon as I get back into town, we'll get it taken care of. I pulled into a gas station, turned the bike off. I was really hesitant. I made it to Florence, so I got into there, I put the gas in, and kind of held my breath as I turned it back on. Everything started normal, everything was great, and that got me into Mesa. Next day, no start. Bike was just, there was nothing, and for some reason, obviously the voltage, took over and it drained my battery. I had it towed into Harley Davidson, Arrowhead Harley Davidson, and from there they did a diagnosis on it. So.
Okay. All right. So you got it to Harley.
Yeah.
Towed up there,
Yeah.
and did they get it all sorted out for you? Like, tell us what happened with that.
All right. So well, at the time when it happened, I was okay because I had, when I bought the bike, I got full warranty. I was covered tire to tire, bumper to bumper, battery protection, everything, bumper to bumper, paid extra for the warranty, and I get it into Arrowhead Harley. They say, okay, we'll look it up. They diagnose it. So I come back to check on it, and they said that my warranty had expired on the 16th, and this was the 17th was the Friday that I came back. That's the day that my voltage light came on. So the 16th, my warranty was up. The 17th, my voltage light came on, and on the 18th, which was Saturday, that's when I got it to the dealership. When they diagnosed it, they said my stator was out and my voltage regulator was out, and it was going to cost $1,400 to replace both. So I ended up, I get it, I understand, but 2 days after a warranty, never having to use it, I figured that there could be some cooperation there. There was absolutely nothing. I asked about the battery protection. Can you at least replace the battery so it starts? And what they did is they told me that the battery, when I got the battery protection, that it doesn't cover the labor, it only covers the battery itself. And so they'll swap the battery out, but you have to pay them an hour for the labor, which is a couple $100 in order for them to swap the battery. And which they didn't tell me this in the beginning. And so it was a very aggravating experience to be able to go through. It was just more of a common courtesy. I felt like 2 days, a day after the warranty, that maybe they could have done something. We even started talking about another used bike, kind of a swap out vehicle. If you can't do anything with the warranty because it's a third-party warranty, not through Harley, they backed it. They provided the warranty, but it wasn't Harley backed. It wasn't Harley provided. So, okay, well, if you can't do anything about the warranty, maybe a trade-in for another used vehicle, another used bike. Next thing you know, they sat me down a couple of days later after anticipating, letting them know kind of where I was at. They understood that I didn't want to dump in $1,200. They said, oh yeah, let us buy it, we'll take care of it. They kind of threw the carrot out there, brought me back in, and then, they wanted a couple grand for a deposit on another bike. I'm like, that's the reason why I'm here, because we're trying to get out from underneath this one and not having that battery charge, or the voltage charge. Kind of a frustrating deal. It did end up, they said, just because of my unawareness, that I wasn't aware that I had to charge, that they were going to charge for replacing the battery. They went ahead and changed it this time, but they said, going forward, it would be a 1 hour charge. So, which was news to me. I wouldn't have got the protection if that was the case. But.
So what is your game plan now that we're moving forward with your bike?
Okay, so next steps, obviously, new bike, never ridden before, and I've done some swapping out of parts on vehicles. I'm gonna dig into the bike. It is very unsettling that probably wouldn't help out, but I think as we go forward, we're gonna learn some stuff together, and who knows, maybe we'll have a new video. Now I get to change stator, and I'm going to check out the voltage regulator. We'll see how it goes, but definitely going to change out the stator. It's right down there.
So now you talked about you needed the new stator, and you also mentioned that you saw some mechanics on YouTube. So have you ever worked on a motorcycle before?
No, I have not. And so I'm going to post a few links in the video referencing back to them. I looked it up online, and they had some great insight on how to change the stator. So thank you, YouTube, and see what happens. I think we can get it taken care of. And I'll post those links on the channel. Here. I don't know where. It's going to be somewhere on the screen. Maybe even in the links below. So we'll go from there. And were there any last questions?
Yes. When do I get a ride with you?
Oh. Well, we'll have to fix the voltage regulation
Yes.
and the stator.
Yes.
Yes. And then we'll go from there. So I'm still an advocate for Harley, but I know with Harley there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I promise I'd bring it all to you. This is the venture. This is the story that I have. I've only had it for a year, and already having to deal with that type of maintenance is aggravating. You know, especially when the warranty is expired the day prior to. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. We'll see where it goes, and we'll go from there. So I would keep you in the loop. Please stay tuned, and thank you all.